This was the strangest English teacher I'd ever seen. While other teachers kept their students cooped up in classrooms, he took his class outside. As they marched in formation, he pointed out how each person's stride was different. "That's because each of you is unique," he said. "Find your own path. Do what you're passionate about. That's how you'll achieve greatness with half the effort." These words struck a deep chord with Neil. He'd always been crazy about theater, and his biggest dream was to become an actor. This time, he finally worked up the courage to audition for a play, and to his amazement, he landed the lead role. When he got the news, Neil was over the moon. But his joy was short-lived. The theater company needed a permission slip signed by his parents, and Neil's father was an inflexible, domineering man who'd never approve. Desperate to chase his dream, Neil did something he'd never done before. He forged the signature. Meanwhile, under their teacher's nurturing guidance, the students were becoming more confident and bold by the day. But courage pointed in the wrong direction can lead to disaster. During a school assembly, one student had the audacity to stand up and challenge school policy, arguing that they should admit female students. The headmaster was furious. After punishing the student, he summoned the teacher to his office. "You need to change your teaching methods," the headmaster warned. "This school has one goal: getting students into top universities. Traditional discipline is what achieves results. Teaching them the curriculum, that's your job. Everything else is none of your business." The teacher completely disagreed with this philosophy, but he had no choice. He was just an employee. After all, he'd have to tell his students to tone it down. The next day, Neil returned from rehearsal to find his father waiting in his dorm room. His father tore into him for wasting study time on acting. Neil tried desperately to explain that theater wouldn't hurt his grades, but his father wouldn't hear it. He ordered Neil to quit the production immediately, but the show was tomorrow night, the final performance. If Neil dropped out now, all the cast's hard work would be for nothing. His father's response was ice cold. "I don't care if the world ends tomorrow. You're not going to that play." With nowhere else to turn, Neil went to his teacher, who encouraged him to have an honest conversation with his father about his dreams and passions. Miraculously, it seemed to work. The next day, Neil told his teacher that his father had agreed to let him finish this one last performance, but afterward, he'd have to give up theater forever. "Invite him to watch," the teacher suggested. "Maybe seeing you perform will change his mind." On opening night, Neil's father showed up. Seeing him in the audience filled Neil with excitement and hope. He poured his heart and soul into the performance, determined to win his father over. When the curtain fell, the audience erupted in applause. Everyone raved about Neil's incredible performance. But his worst fears came true. His father's face remained stone cold. Worse, he blamed the teacher for putting these ideas in Neil's head. The teacher praised Neil's talent and urged him to keep pursuing his gift. Neil's father marched over and warned the teacher to stay away from his son. Back at home, Neil's father dropped a bombshell. He'd already arranged a transfer to Braden Military Academy. Neil would leave tomorrow for 10 years of rigid military education. He'd emerge as either an officer or a doctor, nothing else. Neil panicked. He stood up, ready to fight back, but his father shut him down before he could even speak. Looking into those cold, unforgiving eyes, Neil understood the truth. He'd never win against his father. Years of oppression had cemented his father's absolute authority in Neil's mind. He retreated to his room and made a decision that would shock everyone.